So Friday we learned some new names, some new vocabulary involving parallel lines. What did this little arrow on the lines mean? What does that little arrow here on these two lines tell us? Yeah, that these two lines are parallel. They're never going to intersect. And when we have parallel lines, and they're both cut by this line, which this line is called a transversal, we create lots of pairs of angles that have some very specific relationships. So from Friday, we had all these special angle pairs that we were talking about. We had corresponding angles. Corresponding angles were in the same position. And if you know corresponding angles, all these problems will be very, very easy, okay? Corresponding angles are congruent. That's the one thing you need to know, and everything else will be super easy. We had alternate interior angles. They were in between the parallel lines on opposite sides of that transversal. We had alternate exterior angles. Those were congruent. And then we had these consecutive interior angles that were supplementary. Those are the only ones that were supplementary. Today, we want to use our logic skills here to write equations involving all those different pairs of angles. So what we want to do is say, hey, what is this angle pair that we're looking at? And we're going to use that information to write an equation. And those equations either need to be congruent, so they're equal to one another, or they're going to be supplementary, so they add to be 180. So on number one here, I have this angle right here. This is this sort of upper left side of the transversal. And I have this 139. What's their special angle pair name? What's their special name? Alternate exterior. Very good. Those are alternate exterior angles. And alternate exterior angles were going to be congruent, always, always. So if you know that, we can write an equation. Congruent just means equal. So I'm going to write an equation that sets that information equal. So I'm going to set 8x plus 19 equal to what? 139. They are equal in measure, it turns out. So we get to write our equations. So today, ladies and gentlemen, you are writing equations, and then we're going to solve. So that's our equation. They're equal to each other. So what should we do to solve? Minus 19 from both sides. So we have 8x equals 120. And then divide by 8. So we get x equals 15. So find the value of x. So today we are writing equations and solving. And that's what we're doing, okay? Let's look at number 2 here. Again, first we have to figure out the relationship. So 17x minus 45 is this angle right here, in sort of this lower left position, and 108 is also in that lower left position. What's the special name for these two angles? Corresponding, yes, corresponding. They are both in that sort of lower left position. They're in a similar position. Corresponding angles are congruent. Always, always. And if they're congruent, what's my equation that we're going to set up? Equals 108. Yeah, 17x minus 45 equals 108 degrees. So then, since they're congruent, we just set them equal. All right, how are we going to solve? Add 45. Very good. So 17x equals 153. And then divide by 17. Divide by 17. 9. Very good. I love when I see you guys following along on your calculators. I love when you're a step ahead of me. I try to go just a step slower, better for you to be a little bit ahead of me than to be behind me. Okay. All right. Good so far? Yeah? Okay. All right, here on number 3. 13x minus 43 is talking about this angle right here. I'm just going to use a dot so that you can see real clearly where that is. And then the 7x minus 1 is talking about this angle right here. What's the special name for those two dotted angles? Almost. Alternate is correct. Interior. Yeah, they're in between the parallel lines. So that's interior. And they're alternating sides. So these are alternate interior angles. And what do we know about alternate interior angles? They are also congruent. All right, if they're congruent, what's our equation? 13x minus 43 equals 7x. Yes, 13x minus 43 equals 7x minus 1. All right, now this one is a little bit different. This equation, we have x's on the left side and the right side of the equals. So how do we solve these? Letters to the left. Very good, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to take this 7x. I'm going to subtract 7x from both sides. We want all our letters on the left-hand side because that just makes our lives a little bit easier. So 13x's minus 7x's is 6x minus 43 equals negative 1. Add 43 to both sides. So I have 6x equals 42. Very good. And then divide by 6. So x equals, beautiful, 7. Okay, good so far? All right, let's look at number 4. Number 4. Again, I'm going to put dots here. This 6x plus 2 is really talking about this angle. And 11x minus 9 is really talking about this angle right here. Are these alternating angles? No, these are on the same side. They're consecutive. What are these? Consecutive? Interior, yes. Consecutive interior, again, interior because they're in between those parallel lines. So that's the interior. Consecutive interior angles are they congruent or was this the one that was different? This is supplementary. This is the one that's different. These consecutive interior angles are supplementary. What does supplementary mean? They add to equal 180 degrees. So what's our equation for number 4 here? 6x plus 2 plus 11 minus 9 equals 180. Plus 11x minus 9 equals 180 degrees. Very good. So this is the one kind that's a little bit different. Now I'm going to have to pull up some equations from Delta Math 2. So we're going to change a couple problems here. The next ones. Because Delta Math makes it a little bit more challenging. So here we go. Now that that's set up, hello. Hi, birthday. Happy belated birthday. Thank you. All right. So we have our x's. Now we can combine like terms here. 6x's plus 11x's. 17x's, and we can also combine our numbers, a positive 2 and a negative 9. Who wins? Negatives by 7 equals that 180, and then we can? Good, add 7 to both sides. 17x equals 187, and then Divide by 17. So x equals 11. Beautiful. All right. The next one are pretty much the same. So I want to do something from Delta Math. So give me 1 second. Because the problems in Delta Math are a little bit different. Okay. All right. All right. Okay. So Delta Math is going to switch things up just a little bit and make you pull in some information that you already know. So in addition to knowing our special angle types, they're going to mix things up just a little bit. So we're going to pretend like this stuff isn't here. So cross those out. All right. So maybe they're going to give you a question like, let's see, here, this angle right here is 8x minus 10 degrees. And this angle is 7x plus 3 degrees. All right, so imagining we're given this problem. What kind of angles did they give us this time? Vertical angles, very good, yeah. Here we have these two angles are just vertical angles. They have those intersecting lines. They're right across from each other. These are vertical angles. Vertical angles are congruent. So again, they're going to bring in stuff from the previous stuff you already know how to do. So if their vertical angles are congruent, what's our equation going to be? In stereo. That was awesome. Okay. Okay, look, we have letters on both sides of the equal sign. What do? Letters to the left. So we're going to take our letters and move them to the left-hand side. I'm going to subtract 7x from both sides. 8x's minus 7x's is 1x. So 1x minus 10 equals 3. And then what should we do? Plus 10 plus 10, also in stereo. I love that. So you get x equals 13. Okay. Again, number 6, I think we'll just do one more here. So again, cross out what's there, and we're going to pretend that they gave us, right here, this angle is 6x minus 19 degrees, and up here is 8x plus 3 degrees. So 6x minus 19 degrees and 8x plus 3 degrees. Now this angle is right here, that sort of top right, and then right below it, his neighbor. What kind of angles are those? Yeah, they are supplementary. They're not involving the parallel lines. In fact, we can cover up this whole other parallel line. It doesn't even matter. These two angles are adjacent, right next to each other, and they're resting on a nice straight line. How many degrees does that straight line have? 180. These are just form a straight angle. They're a couple linear pair, but they are supplementary. They are supplementary angles. And so what's the equation we're going to write if they're supplementary? Beautiful. 6x minus 19 plus 8x plus 3 equals 180. And what can we do first? Combine like terms. 6x's plus 8x's is 14x's. negative 19, and a positive 3. Who wins? Negatives by 16. All right. And then what should we do? Add the 16, add the 16. So we get 14 x's equals 196. And then divide by 14. So we get x equals 14. Okay. All right. Do you have questions? Okay. So today you're doing a lot of writing equations. So paper is going to be super handy. And there are some other weird ones that are going to come up in Delta Math. So you might have to think, hey, corresponding angles. This would also be the same. All right. Corresponding angles are congruent. You can move things around. All